point out that Gino Auriemma is going for his 1,000th win tonight. No one cares. No one cares about Gino Auriemma. This is obviously a joke, but if he were a real coach, he'd coach the guys. I hate when people use that argument. Like, it's really, really a stupid argument. People do say that he's not a coach until he coaches men's basketball.
That's ridiculous.
Isn't it? Isn't it ridiculous?
Yep.
Tart Cherry Bowl is currently going on as well. The Cheribundi Tart Cherry Bowl.
Get it right.
Kaspar.
Sounds like a Disney villain. Kaspar.
It does. Because it sounds like Gaston.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. Speaking of Disney has bought 20th Century Fox.
Yeah.
Which means they now own the Rocky Horror Picture Show and Jaws.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
So they now own Star Wars and Jaws.
No, stop at nothing.
I hear a mashup.
Yeah, this is gotta be a little bit of I don't know, monopoly worries going on there.
No, because
as far as a media conglomerate, they own like 40% of all entertainment right now.
Yeah, but you still got other companies. You still got Universal. You've still got
for now until they buy it up and then buy up the country and become a Disney dictatorship.
I don't think so, because 20th Century Fox was going out of business. So just like Buffalo Wild Wings is going out of business. So Arby's bought them up.
Arby's, yeah, that's
gonna suck. That's gonna suck. I'm gonna go get a boneless wing, and it's gonna be roast beef.
Yep.
Tony says he's available, Disney. So Tony can be bought.
Tell me something I don't know.
All right. Yep. So now we're going to talk about the game that's currently on, or at least a part of the game, and that is the coach. FAU head coach Lane Kiffin has signed a 10-year deal to stay at Florida Atlantic.
Wow.
10 years for Lane Kiffin.
Wow.
Do you expect him to stay past this season?
Maybe. I do not expect him to stay for 10 years, though.
I don't expect them to want to keep him for 10 years.
Right, that's true.
Although...
That must have been a cocktail party, huh?
Yeah.
At that signing?
Yeah, must have been. I wonder if his dad was there. Good old Monty Kiffin.
Looks like we're dealing with a 20... What we got here? 23.5 point spread in favor of FAU, so...
Yeah.
Let's see how that unfolds here tonight.
Well... We will see. Right now it's 7-0 in favor of Florida Atlantic, who, by the way, play their games in the same stadium that they're playing the game in tonight. And it looks, wow, Florida Atlantic scored the touchdown and then just did an onside kick.
I'd like to point out something that was funny for, last Friday night when Sam Houston took on North Dakota State.
What's that?
Where it blew out pretty much all the stats except it didn't go over the over.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it was like shot by 3 points. Only
right.
55-13, but you know.
Yeah, that's not a
typical FCS, would you say, or?
Yeah, no, typically the FCS games are mid-scoring, so like you'll see a lot of like 40-30 games.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to see too many teams, especially not in the playoffs, posting a 15-point night. Tony thinks Lane Kiffin will be at FAU 3 years max. That sounds about right. Sounds about right. But the next thing we're going to talk about, we're going to move down into the FCS games.
Mm-hmm.
First one, the quote-unquote Celebration Bowl, not a bowl game. Bowl games are between FBS teams. That's the Football Bowl subdivision. That's what FBS stands for. They're in the FCS, which is the championship subdivision. And by the way, you can't call that game a national championship when it's literally between two conferences. It's just the winner of one conference and the winner of the other. And they're... I don't know. I have a lot of feelings about the Celebration Bowl. But what I don't have feelings about and is a fact is North Carolina A&T beat Grambling State 21-14. Did either of you guys watch that game?
The Aggies, yeah.
I did not.
Saturday afternoon. That's pretty much the only one I got to see in detail.
Yeah, it was a good game, actually. I thought NC A&T would be smashing them, but it was actually a lot closer than I thought. I didn't realize that Grambling State was 11-1. But they were, and NC A&T finished the season undefeated at 12-0. So good for them. Good for them. But great game, very good game. Not a Clue podcast. Thanks for joining us tonight, guys. Players. They said he'll stay 3 minutes after the game max. Talking about Lane Kiffin. Do you think he's off to Tennessee or USC? I'm kidding. Neither of them would take him back. Excuse me. But moving on, because there were a couple more FCS games. North Dakota State 55, Sam Houston State 13. They did not look good, Sam Houston State. They did not look good at all.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
55.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the teams we picked as who's going to score the most out of the.
Yeah. I think you did.
Yeah.
I picked South Dakota State, who did not score that many points, but they scored more than Sam Houston State. So
there you go. Play it out.
Yeah. So there's that. But that'll be the next game. Actually, we're gonna go with James Madison 51, South Dakota State 16. So 2 blowouts. So what I think this is saying is that we're clearly getting the 2 best teams in the FCS playoffs. Or championship, excuse me. Because it's the championship next week between North Dakota State at 13-1 and James Madison, defending champs, at 14-0.
January 6th.
Oh, yeah, so it's not next week. It's the week after. 2 weeks. No, that's like 2 weeks.
They drag it out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because the national championship's going to be 7th, I think.
I guess they're trying to get on that flow. People are going to be itching for some college football, and maybe they'll watch the FCS championship just out of desperation.
No, it's really good. Like,
you think?
Oh, you're gonna watch James Madison and North Dakota State. That game's gonna be like 51-50 in triple overtime.
I'm gonna watch it. Let's do it.
It's football.
Let's have a watching party.
Yeah.
Do a live show.
That's an idea.
We could. And if we can get the broadcasting rights, maybe we'll broadcast it.
Can't be that hard.
Yeah, just a hint. There's no chance in hell we get the broadcasting rights.
Shocker.
Wichita State Shockers, yeah.
Yep.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. I am very much looking forward to watching that game. So,
it's got to be better than that Wofford game we watched.
Oh, God.
2 weeks ago.
Oh, that was so bad.
Yeah.
So bad.
So much so we switched it over to college basketball.
It was North Dakota State and Wofford. North Dakota State was up 35-0 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
That's just...
Army Navy was good.
Yeah, Army Navy was good. Yeah. Wofford, not.
Whoever thought we'd be watching Duke basketball in December.
Right?
And there's football.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the other thing we were watching. We watched Duke get beat by Boston College. That's the other thing we were watching.
Always nice.
Yep. Especially when you hate Duke, which I hate Duke. I hate North Carolina. I just pretty much hate any program that's been successful. I guess that's the best way to put it. I hate winners. But football, got a lot of it coming up. Tons of bowl games. We got 34 more bowl games to go.
Excellent.
Yep. We've got an FCS championship game in a couple weeks. We've got, I believe, the Division II and the Division III national championships are coming up this week. So if you care about watching schools you've never heard of, check those out. They'll be on ESPN Family of Networks. I sound like I work for ESPN, saying the ESPN Family of Networks.
Yep.
But there's a lot of good stuff on. football-wise to watch. And, of course, there's still a few weeks of the NFL, or a couple of weeks of the NFL regular season, and then playoffs there. We'll get to the NFL in just a couple of minutes. But before we do that, unless you guys have anything more to say about college football?
We've pretty much covered, at least so far, yeah.
Yeah, I think we've done a good job talking about college football. Let's now talk about the New York Knickerbockers.
Uh-oh.
Knicks this past week, from Tuesday night until now, played 4 games. In those games, they went 3-1, beating the Lakers, beating the Nets, and surprisingly, the team they beat with the most ease was the Thunder. They beat the Thunder by 15. And
the Thunder are still
middling.
Yeah, I think, it's still early in the season, kind of,
About halfway through.
When's the All-Star break? Isn't it in, January, late January or something?
I think the
Early
Knicks...
February,
Not quite halfway, because there's 82 games. The Knicks have played 30. Or 31. They're 16-14, I think, is their record, so they've played 30 games.
Okay.
So, getting close to halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It still takes time for teams to gel, though. I still wouldn't count the Thunder out, even though they have struggled. The Knicks have been surprising this year. I think everybody expected them to be a lot worse than this. At max a 20-win team, and
they're already
on the
at
cusp
16
of that already. Yeah, exactly. They could still make playoffs in the East.
They're in the... Listen, okay, I have this written down, and you're going to laugh when I say this if you haven't looked at it. They're still in the playoffs in the Eastern Conference at the moment as an 8 seed. Mm-hmm. Would be a 5 seed in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
Well, would be tied for 5. Right? Isn't that crazy?
The Western Conference has gotten a lot less
competitive,
balanced. Yeah, it's very top heheavy, and then it's how the East was a few years ago. Very top heavy, and then just some.
It's like Mia Khalifa,
teams.
just extremely top heavy, with no substance.
Don't know who that is.
Shut up!
No,
Yes, you do.
No way, I know who that is.
She's related to Wiz.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But, yeah, like I said, the Knicks went 3-1 this week, beating the Lakers, beating the Nets, and beating the Thunder. But they lost last night to the Hornets, who only had 10 wins. And not only did they lose, they got beat by 18.
Every team has bad games. Did KP even play last night?
No.
I wasn't able to watch.
Nope.
I mean, yeah, that's gonna take them way down a peg.
If you didn't watch last night, then we had that little disagreement about Lance Thomas. He was terrible. He just stood there for solid chunks of time, had no idea what he was doing.
Yeah, you said he was terrible, but you said he is terrible. He has bad games, but he's not a terrible player overall.
It seems like this season he hasn't had.
Then that's fine.
He hasn't played well at all this season.
He's come up pretty clutch this season. He's hit some big timely threes. He's a very good defender normally. He can
watch
defend
this hit.
Pretty much anybody.
The ball was way past the receiver, and the safety just came and lit him up.
You cannot do that. Oof.
That would be featured in the Jacked Up segment if this was 12 years ago. Oh, God. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. But, no, I think last year Lance Thomas was a key part of the team. He's been playing too much this season. He should stick to 10 minutes a game, not 25.
Yeah, he should not be starting. I mean, Horny keeps switching up the lineups. I think he's trying to send a message that you have to play defense if you want to get minutes. Especially, I think that message is to Willy Hernangomez, because while offensively he can be great at times, defensively he
just stands there.
Yeah, he's bad and he gets beat. He's not a very good help defender, so. Until Horny starts seeing that in practice,